So this is my normal daytime makeup routine. I use the Synergie Loose Minerals as my sunscreen, so I've already applied that. But I can also use my MineralWhip. I absolutely love the new MineralWhip. We've actually added some fabulous ingredients to this product. We've added a primer and also fine grade silica, which acts as a luminiser to reflect the light. It also acts as a sunscreen with 40% zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And the anhydrous formula really makes it sit on the skin beautifully. So we use the foundation MaxiBrush. Load the brush. You hardly need any MineralWhip. I use cappucino, that's my favourite colour, but it's brilliant. You hardly need any and you get this lovely coverage. And very fine light circles. So you can use this at night. It's fantastic as a high coverage evening makeup, and you can put a little bit of hydro matte over the top to mattify it off and give it a more sort of a matte look, especially for photography. So if I'm doing something special, I actually use the whip, and even sometimes during the day I might put a little bit of the loose over the top. So, great new packaging too. It's got a magnetic closure and a full-size mirror, which is really handy as well. So I might want to finish off with a little bit of loose over the top, just to settle it in. Okay, so the next part of my routine, incidentally, I've got this great thing I found in Muji in Melbourne, and I know they have this in other places as well. It's a makeup organizer, and it's made of acrylic, and it's really fabulous because it's got all these drawers in it, so you can almost stage your makeup routine step by step, and everything's really organised, and it's not that expensive. I think it was like under $30. So Terri's tips: go to Muji and get a makeup organiser. Okay, so the next step in my routine is Eyebrite. This is an apricot base, so therefore it's going to neutralise dark circles because blue and apricot work on the opposite ends of the colour wheel. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my Eyebrite under my eyes. You can use your fingers or you can use the concealer brush. You really can't tell the difference, but I find the brush does put it on a little bit more evenly. So around the eye area. And you can use the brush as well. Just pat it around the eyes and then use your fourth finger to blend it. And also don't forget the corners here, because you tend to get a lot of darkness around there. The blood tends to pool around that area. So under eye concealers, I would never leave the house without my under eye concealer. I think it really makes a difference, especially as we get older. Love this product. So that's my concealer. The next part of my routine is I will start on the eyeshadows. So we've got a new press range, and the eyeshadows I'm really excited about, as well as the blushes and bronzes and the Hydro Matte. We have an inclusion of this ingredient called Vegisone, which is a botanical liposome, and as you massage it into the skin with the brush, the liposomes basically explode with moisture, so it's hydrating your skin at the same time as providing a beautiful coverage and a lovely colour to the skin. Also, as you know, it's as important what I don't put in my formulations as what I do. So I haven't included ingredients that I know my followers don't like. Dimethicone being one of them. I believe that dimethicone causes minerals to sit quite heavily onto the skin and can be congesting for some people. So I've used alternatives to dimethicone to make this pressed base. So I'm using 3 of my signature colours. I use Vanilla Bean on my lid, that gives my eyes a nice open look. Then I use Peach Nectar as a base on my brows, and I love my Taupe because my Taupe is a 2-in-1 really. It's my eyeshadow base and it's also my brow dust, so it gives my brows a nice definition as well. So I'm going to start firstly with my lids. So I'm going to use the new all over eyeshadow brush. This is the base brush, essential base brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my lids. And you can see that it actually really gives a lift to my eyes, okay? It gives a nice sort of brightness to my eyes. Then, using the same brush, I'm going to put Peach Nectar all over this area here, okay? And then I'm going to contour. Now, as you know, I've said this before, I'm not a makeup artist, this is just how I do it. You may do it your own way, but this works for me. So a nice, soft, peachy glow to my brow bones. Then I'm going to contour and Taupe, my favourite colour for the crease and also for my eyebrows. So what I do is what's called the lazy C. And for those of you who've seen my old videos, it's just a sort of a basic C shape following the crease of your brow bone, taking it up a little bit further than the crease. And then I blend it with my wonderful little brush from the brush kit. I don't know if you've all seen the brush kit, it's wonderful. It's got these great little brushes, it's got lip brushes, eyeshadow brushes, blush, bronzer and everything. But this little brush is fabulous for blending the dark with the light. So I just go over the line between the dark and the light, just strokes like that, and just blends it really nicely. You don't want to see where some parts of your eye makeup starts and the other part finishes, especially as we get older. You don't want to see any stark lines. Okay, so that's my basic eye. And then I'm going to start lining and doing the eyebrows. Favourite brush for eyebrows and under the eye area is my duo brush. A lot of people love this for doing their darker crease shadow. I actually prefer the crease brush myself, but it's your choice. But this brush is absolutely essential for doing around under the eye area, lining the area, and also doing the eyebrows. As we age, our eyebrows thin. I wish I had the eyebrows I had when I was in my early 20s. They were much thicker and I didn't need to line them as much. But I find as I age, I absolutely need to give them some definition. And doing a really good brow actually opens your eyes up. It can take years off. If you've got a lovely brow, it just gives you that lovely openness to your eyes. And I really think that's an important step in the routine. So loving Taupe because it's my 2-in-1. I load my angle brush with the Taupe. And then I'm just going to follow the natural contour of my eyebrow, making sure that I don't overdo it because I am blonde, so I don't want to have really, really dark eyebrows. That can look a little bit ridiculous. There is a formula to doing eyebrows. You actually do that, and that's where the brow starts, and that's where it finishes, and you have a peak in the center. So I just follow that, make sure that they're symmetrical and they've got a bit of definition, and it's given me a nice bit of luminosity and openness around the eyes. This is my Taupe. I'm going to do this under my eye area as well as a bit of a liner. I use this as my eyeliner on the top. I actually like that kohl pencil look, so I actually do the inner rim of my eyes as well with the brown again. Black can be a little bit heavy. Again, as we get older, I don't tend to use a lot of black. Black is tending to be for younger girls, or if you are going to use black, make sure you do very fine, soft lines. The finer the line on an older face, the better. You almost don't even want to know it's there, but it just gives a tiny bit of definition to the eyes. Works really well. And this handy brush is fantastic. It's all built in. And to just clean it, I use a little bit of alcohol, and I just wipe it down, and you've got a nice point between uses. Works really, really well. Okay, so next I start on my facial contouring, and I'm going to be using the blushes and bronzers, the new pressed blushes and bronzers. Okay, first thing I will use is my blusher, again a hydrating blusher with the lipospheres in it. This one's called Peachy Keen. Now, a little bit of inside information. I'm looking at creating a beautiful blush brush at the moment that will be the Synergie Signature Blush Brush, so watch this space. If you're wanting to use one at the moment, I would recommend you use your flat top brush, or also one of the softer brushes from the brush kit. So just on the apples of the cheeks and a little bit up on the temple, and you can balance it out with either bronzer or the blusher as well. Take it round across to the brow bone, and I've got a bit of colour in my face. For the bronzer, this is a great bronzer. It's actually not shimmery. I find if you want a luminizer, that's a separate product. This is a matte bronzer, so it's fabulous for contouring the face as well as giving it that depth. It's also really good if you've got a loose mineral or a MineralWhip or even a BB Flawless as a winter shade and you want to take it into a summer shade. You can always add a light layer of bronzer over the top. So I'm going to use my blusher brush as well, or you could use any of your brushes from your brush kit for my bronzer. So the bronzer goes naturally where the sun hits your face. So the centre of the face, the centre of the neck, you can contour under the cheeks. So I'm just going to do a little bit of contouring under my cheekbones. I'm going to go across the top of my forehead, in the middle of my chin, under my jawline, give that nice little bit of shape, and down the centre of the neck. Okay, now I've got a nice bit of bronze contour happening. Now, I probably wouldn't do this during the day. This is the Luminiser, but this is a brilliant product for the evening. This is called Moon Glow, and it does exactly what it says it does. It gives a luminous glow to the skin. Fabulous for just the tops of the cheekbones, the top of the brow bone, and I even do it just on the cupid's bow of my lip, and it gives it that sort of perky lip look. Also fabulous if you've got an evening dress on and just want that lovely shimmer on your neck and décolleté, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Very soft, it has a gold undertone to it, so it's very forgiving for most skin types. I tend not to use this during the day, but again, for night, I would do it on the cheekbones. I'll just demonstrate it today. Top of the cheekbones. I'm going to put a little bit on my brow bone just to give it a bit of shimmer, and cupid's bow of my lip. So that's that. Next step is my mascara. I hope I'm not forgetting anything here. Again, love my mascara. No artificial colours, no FD&C colours. And one of the main reasons that our eyelashes tend to fall out as we age is using harsh chemicals on our lashes and using the wrong ingredients to remove eye makeup. So I'm very, very particular about this. I love my Vital Lash. I actually really love the brush. It's very controllable, and I can create a thicker lash look or a more natural day look with this. Everybody's got their own way of doing their mascara. I actually have a little trick. So I do one layer and then I actually blow dry them. So it makes them curl up. So I told a friend of mine about how to do this, and I forgot to tell her to put it on the cold setting. So you can put it on the hot setting for like a split second and then quickly change over to the cold, and that does tend to hold the eyelashes a little bit longer, I've noticed, but just be really careful because the eyes are very delicate. Okay, so that's one layer, and quick little blow wave. Right underneath, close to the camera so you're just pushing the air up. Done, and another quick layer because that's completely dry now. It also dries your mascara really fast, which is particularly handy. Okay, so the next step in my routine will be using my lip products. Love the PoutPot. I find if I want my lipstick to last all day, put the PoutPot lip liner on first and then put your lipstick over the top, or a lip gloss. So my favourite is the Deep Rose. That's what I use all the time, and I use that with Fantasy lipstick. So again, we've got the nifty little brush. You can actually do it like that too. And you just load your brush. So this acts as like a lip brush as well as a lip liner. You can actually even fill them in, because sometimes I don't like that look of that stark outer line. So I line them and then I start to fill them in. There's a really high pigment content in my PoutPots, quite different to the lipstick formulation. So you'll find that this lasts. Some people even use this as a kind of a matte lipstick, but I love the cosmeceutical benefits of my lipstick, so I use both. So that's the PoutPot. That really isn't going anywhere. I mean, this has even survived a lunch, this PoutPot. So then I'll put my lipstick on. Fantasy is my favourite. They've all got vitamin C in them. Again, I use L-ascorbic acid for collagen stimulation, free radical fighting, and hydration of the lips. And there's also built-in sunscreen. So really important again that all my makeup is an extension of the skincare, which is why I put the liposomes in or the pressed range and why I use cosmeceuticals in the lipstick. Again, natural pigments, all based on mica and iron oxides, no artificial colours. And I'm going to use one of my kit brushes from my beautiful Synergie Essential Brush Kit and load up the brush with my Fantasy. It's a lovely creamy formula. The other thing is I sometimes have a tendency to get lipstick on my teeth. So if you load your lips up with Lippy, just get your finger and do this. And then it takes the lipstick around there and you don't get lipstick on your teeth. Not everybody has that problem, but for some reason I have it. And as a final step, lip gloss. You could also use Lip Service as a gloss. Now I tend to use my Lip Service all day. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. And there's been new research to show that stevia, which is in both the lip gloss and the Lip Service, is a collagen builder for the lips and a skin tightener. So it's up to you. For today, I'm just going to use my sheer gloss. Click it. And you've got a lovely hydrating sheer gloss for the day. Now, as a finishing step, you can use the Hydro Matte, which is my mattifying powder. It's a translucent powder. It will take away any shine during the day, and it's also really good if you're doing a photo shoot or wedding makeups. It's also got an ingredient, calcium carbonate, in it, which is an oil absorber, so fabulous for people with oily skin. The best brush for applying this product is the flat top, the Synergie flat top brush, because you can really load the brush beautifully with the product. Just go where you find you have areas of shine through the day, which is usually in the centre of the face. Try not to go over the luminiser if you still want that to show. And you are done. So, pretty easy. This is a day makeup, probably a little bit more than I would do. I probably wouldn't use the luminiser and yeah, maybe not the shine free for a day, but hey, it's up to you. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll have to take my makeup off at the end of the day and show you my night routine. So take a look at that video next.